Hi, I'm Kara, and thank you for watching my video, Tips for Distance Learning. Online distance education has been a really great experience for me, and I just want to share a few things that can make it a wonderful experience for you as well. So when first embarking on taking classes online, it's really normal to feel anxiety, especially if you haven't been in school for a while. So it helps to remember that anytime we start something new, there can be a level of discomfort. Even if it's something we want to do, that feeling of just not knowing what's going to be happening can be disconcerting. So take a deep breath and learn some info and a few tips to help make your online education experience a great one. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to start strong. The sooner you can complete your first assignment, the better. It's been proven. Students who turn in their first assignment early have a better chance of succeeding in the course. It can be psychological. That feeling of accomplishing something early on helps you gain momentum to move through the course, and it keeps you from feeling like you're always playing catch up. Another way to start strong is to prepare yourself for a high level of personal responsibility. Some people think online classes are going to be academically easier than traditional classes. While they can be more convenient, more accessible, and sometimes more organized, they're most definitely not easier. And this is because even though the content of both classes may be identical, the responsibility to stay on top of things is squarely on the shoulders of the student. So if you've struggled with poor organizational study skills in the past, consider this an opportunity to experience some real self-improvement. You don't have to be a naturally super organized person. You just need to have a system that consists of a few things. There are endless ways to create systems that work for you individually, and you'll learn what works best for you by trial and error. But the few tips that have really helped me have success in online courses are to first determine if you need to chunk your time. A lot of people who are taking online courses have very busy lives. I had to chunk my time, and I had to set that aside for my study time. I had to make that time sacred. Unless there was a zombie apocalypse, I keep to my study schedule. You might need to do your work in smaller chunks and more than at just one time, but you'll find out what works for you. It's important to start off right away figuring out what your study schedule should be like. And that's regardless of whether you're studying at home or in a library. Wherever you are, you need that study schedule. The second one is to check into the online platform your school uses every single day, whether you have an assignment due or not. Check your mail, check your feedback from your instructors and other students, and check the calendar. You never know what might have popped up. And lastly, create separate online files for each class so you have the syllabus, readings, and your work readily available, and name those files. There is nothing worse than working on an assignment and then spending 30 minutes of precious study time trying to find the document. So chunk, check, and create. That's my system. You can come up with your own, but mine's a good one to try at first. It's pretty easy to push online classes onto the back burner when the stresses of everyday life demand your attention. Work, family, even your social life, or unexpected accidents, all of these can make squeezing time in for your classwork really challenging. That's why it's important to let the people around you know that you really appreciate their support as you work on completing your online courses. And the overwhelming majority of the time, they will be thrilled that you are pursuing your education, and they'll understand if you're not as available as you may have been before. And finally, never be afraid to ask for help. It is okay to ask for help. I'm going to lay a little truth on you that you may not believe, but it is the reality. The overwhelming majority of your professors, your advisors, are rooting for your success. They want you to do well, and they want to help you if you need help. When I first went back to college at 42 years old, my advisor was on speed dial. Sometimes I was embarrassed to ask questions because I was convinced that everybody else but me knew the answers. but I asked them anyway, and I'm glad I did, because my education, which has been primarily distance learning, has opened up a whole new world to me. And that really is the beauty of distance education online classes. It's a whole new world at your fingertips. And that option has not been so easily available at any other time in history. So be proud of yourself for taking this step to finish your education and for being a part of a new way of learning that is changing the world. Thanks again for listening to my video.